This is the Easter version of scale drawings. This is a fun digital lesson for students, and it teaches them how to increase or decrease different figures by a scale factor. So it starts with a definition of what a scale drawing is, and then it introduces vocabulary. So they're going to need to know this vocabulary for the final slide. When they get to slide 4, they're going to be doing their first drawing. So this is a small rectangle. They're going to be increasing it by a scale factor of 2. And what that means is that each side is going to be multiplied by 2 to get a larger figure. So now we have a figure that's going to be 4 by 6. To do this, students are just going to click in one of the squares, click and hold, and then they highlight what they want to color in. So once they get it highlighted, they're going to come up here to the fill color feature, and they're going to choose any color they like. Now they have a scaled up version of that rectangle. They also want to look at the perimeter. So the perimeter of the smaller figure, if they count around the outside, will be 10 units. The larger figure will be a perimeter of 20 units. So what we want to point out to the students is that what happens to the perimeter when they scale it up by a scale factor of 2, the perimeter is multiplied by 2. The next slide is a little bit different size figure. This time they're going to scale up by a scale factor of 3. So each side is going to be multiplied by 3. So again, they click and hold in one of the squares, and they can only do a rectangle at a time. So it's going to be a 3 by 6, this first rectangle. And then they can just finish it. Actually, it's down one. And students get pretty creative with the colors. Sometimes they use different colors, which is okay. Now they have a figure that's scaled up by a scale factor of 3. Each side was multiplied by 3. If they look at the perimeter, the smaller figure is going to be a perimeter of 10 units. And if they count the larger figure, they're going to see that it has a perimeter of 30 units. Because the scale factor is 3, the perimeter is multiplied by 3. Now the next slide is just a different figure. This one's a little bit tricky sometimes for the students. Each side is going to be multiplied by 3. And again, we're going to look at the perimeter. And at this point, they should be able to guess what the larger perimeter will be. Slide 7 is just a reinforcement of what they just learned. So if the scale factor is 2, the perimeter will be 2 times larger. Now they get to slide 8. Now they're going to be decreasing their figure. So if the scale factor is a fraction less than 1, that means the new figure is going to be smaller. So if the scale factor is 1/2, then each side is divided by 2. And again, they can use any color they like. And now they have a new figure that is 1/2 the size of the original. We get to slide 9. Now it's a little bit different. They're not going to be using the fill color feature this time. They're going to be using these bars. So they've got an arrow, and the scale factor is 1/2. So it's going to be 1/2 the size. That means each side divided by 2. Now these two sides here, you're going to have to do those last. You're just connecting the points. So they're going to take these bars, and they have to learn how to move these. So they've got little blue circles on each end, and they can move them where they like. So for this bottom measurement, it's 4 on the larger figure, it will be 2 on the smaller figure. So these blue circles, they can make it longer, shorter, move it to where they want. So that'll take a little bit of practice. Now these little side measurements, if you take 2, divide by 2, they will now be 1. Okay, now the next part is really tricky for the student, so you might want to walk them through this. So we can see that from the tip down to the bottom, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 units. So if they divide that by 2, this measurement will now be 4 units. So they know the tip of that arrow will be 1, 2, 3, 4 will be right here. So all they have to do is connect the points. So if they know the tip is here, then they just move it to connect their arrow and finish it. So now they have a smaller figure. It's been scaled down by a scale factor of 1/2. Now we're going to be looking at area. So for the next few figures, they're going to be looking at the difference that happens with the area. It's a little bit different than perimeter. So here they have a 3x3 figure. They're going to scale up by 2, which gives them a 6x6 rectangle. And again, color it in any color they like. Now, if they look at the area, the smaller figure is going to be 9, 3x3, 9 square units. The larger figure, 6x6, will be 36 square units. So to be able to predict what happens with area is it's going to be the difference is going to be the scale factor squared. So it's going to be times 4. So 2 squared would be 4. We're going to take the smaller area, multiply by 4. They're going to do that with one more figure with a scale factor of 3. So in this case, the larger figure, the area will be 3 squared, or 9 times the smaller area. And they're going to fill in the sentence frame. And then the final slide, they've got these vocabulary words, and they're all going to be at the bottom here. And they have to just move them into the correct place in their sentence frame. They can go back and refer to slide 3 if they need to. And that is the lesson on scale drawings, the Easter version.